Hello friends, welcome to our channel Decoding Investments, where we discuss how did the market behave today and what's the outlook. So without wasting much time, let us start. This is the Nifty candle, and in Nifty we see that it's a sort of a strong, I wouldn't say complete Marubozu, but it is a sort of a Marubozu candle where we see that there's a strong buying. Not a perfect Marubozu for sure, but yeah, we see that's a strong buying, and there was a strong rejection from the bottom, which took Nifty and it closed at around 24,600 levels. That is a strong closing by any means. I am not going to trust this candle. I'll tell you why. But before that, we need to discuss a couple of points. Till the time the Nifty doesn't closes above this line and doesn't stays there for an hour at least, we are not going to trust this. We are not going to trust this, and the part good is that it has enveloped the entire channel and it's just trying to close at the top of the channel. It went to the top of the channel, but because of that half an hour adjustment, Nifty closing adjustment, it came below and it rested at around 24,600 levels. So that is what it is. In an hourly basis, if we see, we will find that it has in fact crossed the line and went there, but on an adjusted basis, if we see that okay, it is just managed to close around 24,600 levels. Now one thing for sure, yeah, we can look, see there's a sort of a hammer type candle, not hammer exactly, yeah, but then after this there was no looking back. The Nifty went straight away here. Let us come to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, same story. The only difference is that it is just managed to close above or inside the channel. Same again, rejection from the bottom. The candle took high and went to the level of 55,500, and it is also a strong closing by all means. And then once we just try and see an hourly basis, yeah, it has just closed in the channel. That is heartening to see, and this is what it is. I mean, it is a strong candle by any means, but let us come to the other things that we track here. Now, this is 15-minute chart of Nifty and this is 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. Here at around 130 type, till now we see that Nifty opened here and then the open interest started rising. So it's rising, open interest rising, and the markets are falling. So it is short build up, short build up, short build up, short build up. At around 130 level, we saw that the first glimmer of some short covering started happening. Market tried to resist it till 2 o'clock. But once the level crossed 25,000, then there was no looking back, and you see that open interest fell. So this open interest falling and market rising indicates that there was a strong short covering which led Nifty to touch to the level of 24,700 type. Now this is a Nifty future, so don't get confused. Please don't get confused. This is Nifty future, August future. So this is what it is. It was short covering driven rally. And then same story with the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, we see that Bank Nifty opened and there was open interest rising, and the prices were falling, so it was kind of building short, open interest rising. But again at 130, we saw that there was a shorts were squeezed, there was a bear squeeze, and the open interest declined and the prices increased. So this was again also a case of strong short covering, which drove it to what, 55. Just give me a second. It is 55,800 levels. So that is what the Nifty and Bank Nifty says. Now after that, how does the option chain looks like? Option chain for the next expiry. I see a lot of calls sitting there, sitting at 24,600, right? A lot of calls sitting at 24,600, and then it is still I mean, heydays. It's just starting off the series, so no substantial build up we can see, but still we'll try to find some meaning out of it. So for now, what it seems that 24,600 is the max pain area, where a lot of calls and puts have been written. But I see that there is a marginal difference of put writers versus call writers. Call writers are uh, around 2 lakh more than what put writer is. This is the area, and premiums are just the starting. But then again, premiums are pretty high for the calls. The premiums are very high compared to put. Calls are 174, put is 102 of the same strike price, and Nifty close around the same level. So I think that a lot of IV expansion we can see here. A lot of IVs implied volatility. That volatility increase leading to increase in sudden uh, increase in prices of call. So that is what it is. We will have to see. It is still, as I just said, it's a heyday. It's just starting of the next series, or probably uh, ending of the current series. We can say it that way as well. So for now, it seems that is a call heavy zone, and I think there will be a lot of call writers who will be interested to eat these premiums. These are substantially well built premiums, probably, and I think that probably since there was a very strong short covering, so this drove this option price to this level. That is what it is. We will see option chain is going to be important tomorrow when we see that what is the exact position and how people are cashing in either this call or put. My belief is that call is going to be written more. We will see that. Now let us come to, yes, this is what it is. So this is here. I see a lot of call being written here, a lot of calls. But on the downside, I see that there is a put written at 24,500 level, which is very strong. So PCR for this is around 0.16. So you can understand there is no put writing here at 25,000 levels. Or if we look at around 24,800 levels, that the PCR is 0.24. So there is not much strong PCR activity in terms of your put writing. But put writing is here. We can see, so it's 0.94. So 24,600 is the max pain area. We see a lot of put below that. In fact, on the downside, it seems like 24,500 is a strong support zone now, where we see a lot of put written. PCR is 1.78. So that speaks that it's a lot of put that's been written here. And on the top, we can see that 25,000 is again a very strong resistance. A lot of calls written here. So anything above below 24,500 is a strong support zone, and anything above 24,700 or 800 is a strong resistance zone. As per the option data, these are only also a very preliminary days. So that is one point. Next is that let us look at OI buildup. How has OI buildup? Now this is something we need to see. A lot of put writing here. We see all this red, a lot of call writing here. So call writing is strong till 24,900. They have written it, not much, but I do see that this is this area, lot of put writing. So we'll have to see how this pan out. And the max pain area is your 24,600 levels, right? Coming next is the FIDI activity. FIDI activity, FII bought this many calls, 7,000 calls, and sold 20,000 puts. HNI and others bought 54,000 or 55,000 calls and sold 62,000 puts. So in both these cases, these cases are like bullish, and then this is here is bearish, where calls were written to the tune of 62,000 and 84,000 puts being bought overall. So this, your FI and HNI are positive and your retail is negative, right? Why? Because put is long and call is short. Now coming to your net OI position, net OI position says that calls have been written to the tune of 45,000, puts still long by 2.2 or 2.42 lakh. This is negative. HNI and others are again negative. Why? Because they have written calls and bought puts. Whereas on the retail front, we see that still there's a lot of put that's being written, and calls are relatively less long calls than what is there. So net today's activity positive for FI and HNI, and retail is negative. Overall, FII and HNIs are negative and retail is positive. Let's go to FII. FIIs have increased their shorts today. They have shorted more. DII increased their longs, HNIs have trimmed their longs, retails have increased their longs. So FI has were short, they have increased their short. DI has increased their long. HNI have trimmed their long, and retail has increased their long. So I mean FII and HNI, FII were short. That is no questions asked. So they have increased their shorts, but HNI they have also booked some uh, profits today by covering their longs, right? So covering of long is not very positive. Why? Because if I am confident that markets are going to go up, then probably I'll keep my longs on. I'll maintain my long. Okay, let me ride the wave. That is how it seems. Now cash activity. Let us come to cash activity. Cash activity, that's looking bad. FI sold to the tune of around 5,000 crores. So this is something which is not very impressive. We'll get a breakup of all these things, right? And overall, if we see, then we see that on sectoral basis, if we look at it, then we see that around index wise position is that Nifty they are short, Bank Nifty they were long 16.73, and other sign significant. So this is what it is on index future position, that again Nifty has been shorted there, right? Cash activity, they have sold to the tune of 5,000. This is again bad. Now one thing is for sure, that this candle cannot be trusted right now, and the reason why I'm saying this, because there was short covering that was there in Nifty and Bank Nifty, very much visible. It was not a long build up. People who have shorted have covered their shorts, but there is no sign of long build up. Till the time we don't see long build up, till the time we don't see cash buying, it is very very difficult for us to trust this market move, right? Now coming to the spot level, we just discussed 24,600, and future is 24,700. That's a premium of around 200 points. Interesting thing is that future OI has increased to the tune of 2.12% by 12%, right? So what does this mean? This means that, okay, I understand that HNIs and all would have booked their losses, and then probably would have gone. They have booked they have just covered their shorts, not losses, covered their shorts, and then that drove the market up. But on totality, if I look, then I see that FIs have increased their shorts. Why? That they only know, but what data interpretation can confirm, that futures rose by open interest activity in future rose by 2.12%. So what I am making out of this is that FIs have increased their shorts, and that is visible in the data as well, right? Usually increase in open interest, decrease in open interest, and increase in price indicates short covering that we saw today, right? So we cannot misjudge this movement today, that it's a long position, and people are creating positions because they want Nifty. This is the bottom of the Nifty, and Nifty might go up any further. I do not trust this. Coming to the overall strike, so overall strike here is 25,000 call, has an open interest of around 53 lakh, and you see here they were all calls written. 28 lakh calls written, the strike of 25,000. 24,800 had a calls written to the tune of around 12 lakh. 24,700 8.83 lakh. 24,600 11.51 lakh. 24,500 18.71, that is approximately 19 lakh calls were written. New positions were added here. So this remains pretty tricky right now. Now put here 24,500 has maximum put writing, that is 30 lakh, and this is all for next expiry, that is your 14th August expiry. And put again here is 24,400 put as open interest of around 36 lakh with a fresh addition of 24.32 lakh puts. So at best 24 300 has again 25 lakh and a fresh addition of around 16 lakh puts, and 24 200 is open interest of around 33 lakh and fresh addition of around 22 lakh. So this is the activity as of today. Now what I think is that market broadly should remain in this range, 25,000 to 24,200 till the time we don't see any clarity in the tariff deal case there. Coming here, spot Bank Nifty, spot is 55,521. Spot is 55,521 and future is 55,811. So this should be here. Okay, this is future. Just give me a second. So this is future 55,800 levels, and you see future here. What's happening? In future, contracts are declining, so there are some activity which suggests that increase in future and decrease in open interest or price does indicate that there is some short covering. So futures have trimmed here. September, I can tell you September and October there is some addition, so we are not pretty sure about that. Okay, call open interest is around your 1.29 contract. That is fine. Now you see, this observation is very important. Substantial open interest build up. Future open interest soared by approximately 43.3% compared to the previous week. Now this is week to week comparison. This is weekly and not a daily comparison. So I'm comparing it based on what was there last week. And what I am construing is that के फ्यूचर जो है आपका पिछले हफ्ते अगर ये 43% से बढ़ा है, मतलब पिछले हफ्ते के कंपेयर में इस हफ्ते अराउंड 43% से फ्यूचर बढ़ा है. अब ये ओपन इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा है फ्यूचर का, और मुझे ये लग रहा है प्राइस एक्शन के हिसाब से कि कहीं ना कहीं जाकर के फ्यूचर जैसा बिल्डअप के हिसाब से ये यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा शॉर्ट्स बिल्ड हुए हैं, और ये आप जो अप मूव है आज का उसको हम कन्विंसिंग नहीं मान सकते हैं. तो ये मुझे लग रहा है, दैट इज व्हाट आई थिंक. इट्स नॉट वेरी कन्विंसिंग. तो हम वी विल गो बाय द सेम लॉजिक कि शायद नीचे 55,000 फिर से टेस्ट हो सकता है. मैं इसको कंक्लूड नहीं कर रहा हूं क्योंकि उसके बीच में बहुत सारे न्यूज आने वाले हैं, हो सकते हैं, पर अभी तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है कि 55,000 या 55,200 के आसपास ये फिर से एक बार आपको एक टच दे सकता है. ठीक है, तो बी वेरी वेरी विजिलेंट एंड वॉचफुल कि अगर ये लेवल कुछ टूट रहा है, कुछ ऐसा आ रहा है, तो ये अभी डेटा तो ये इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि शॉर्ट्स हैं सिस्टम में. देयर आर शॉर्ट्स इन द सिस्टम, राइट. तो दिस इज ऑल माय टेक इज. मैं एक आध दिन को मैं पहले ऑब्जर्व करूंगा बिफोर टेकिंग एनी वे कि विच डायरेक्शन द मार्केट्स कैन मूव, जब तक कुछ क्लैरिटी नहीं मिलती है. अभी दैट इज द रेंज. आई कैन गिव यू द रेंज दैट प्रोबब्ली इट लुक्स लाइक कि निफ्टी 24,300 और बेस्ट 400 से लेकर के 24,800 तक का अपसाइड दिखता है, या 900 बेस्ट, क्योंकि अपर सीलिंग है 25,000, उससे ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है. एटलीस्ट इस सीजन में तो नहीं जा रहा, इस सीरीज में तो नहीं जा रहा, जब तक हमारे पास कोई सब्सटैंशियल न्यूज डेवलपमेंट नहीं हो. अब अगर हम ये देखें, नाउ लेट अस लुक एट दिस. एक सेकंड. यस, तो हम ये देख रहे हैं कि डाउ जोन्स हैज फॉलन बाय 300 पॉइंट के आसपास ये डाउन है. नैस्डैक अराउंड 94 पॉइंट ऊपर है, दैट इज अराउंड 0.5%, और S&P इज अगेन 0.25%, ये भी डाउन है. सो मिक्स सिग्नल. डाउ जोन्स इंडस्ट्रियल जिसे हम यूजुअली वी ट्रैक डाउ जोन्स जिसे हम कुछ क्यू लेते हैं, जो कि अभी हाल के दिनों में ऐसा हो नहीं रहा है क्योंकि एक लाइफ टाइम हाई बना रहा था और हम लाइफ टाइम हाई टच करके काफी नीचे आ चुके हैं. सो ये रहेगा, ये टेक रहेगा कि कल शायद जिन्होंने लास्ट मोमेंट में लॉन्ग करके गए थे वो दे माइट कम एंड बुक देयर पोजीशंस हियर. नाउ लेट अस लुक एट दिस यूएस INR. हाँ, तो फिर यही है कि आफ्टर मेकिंग ऑल टाइम हाई यूएस INR इज ट्राइंग टू रिट्रेस सम. अब ये हमें देखना पड़ेगा, बहुत ज्यादा पॉलिटिकली सेंसिटिव चीज है, इकोनॉमिकली एंड पॉलिटिकली सेंसिटिव. किस तरीके का अनाउंसमेंट कैसे होता है, विल हैव टू सी. बट ये एक रेंज दिख रहा है हमें जहाँ पे ये 87 के आसपास आकर के और नीचे का एक लेवल बना रहे हैं 86, तो 87 और 86 के बीच में ये खेले जा रहे हैं। ये हमें लगता है। क्रूड की बात करें, क्रूड इज डाउन, फाइन। क्रूड का भी रेंज मोरलेस डिफाइन ही है, 68 70 से लेकर के ये इस लेवल तक आता है अराउंड, दैट इज 62 63 तक आता है, तो यही डिफाइन है क्रूड का भी रेंज। नाउ वन थिंग आई वांटेड टू डिस्कस कि एक चीज यूजुअली हम ध्यान में नहीं रखते हैं कि बॉन्ड डील्स क्या होता है और बॉन्ड डील का डायरेक्ट स्टॉक मार्केट पे इम्पैक्ट कैसे होता है। सो आई विल जस्ट डिस्कस दिस एंड देन क्लोज द वीडियो। अब बॉन्ड डील, हाउ डज दिस इम्पैक्ट? तो होता क्या है कि अगर मैंने एक बॉन्ड जहाँ पे मुझे मिल रहा है, मान लेते हैं 10%, उसको इशू किया है और मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ठीक है अभी इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन थोड़ी ठीक नहीं चल रही है, तो कोई दूसरा इशूअर आता है, वो कहता है कि मैं आपको 12% का इंटरेस्ट रेट दूंगा, मुझे भी पैसे की ज़रूरत है, तो आप नया इशू वो मार्केट में लाता है। तो होता क्या है कि मार्केट में ये जो एग्जिस्टिंग 10% वाला है वो उसको लोग बेच करके 12% की तरफ जाते हैं। तो जब 12% की तरफ जाते हैं, ठीक है, तो वो इंटरेस्ट रेट या फिर यील्ड बढ़ जाता है। ठीक है, अब ऐसा हो गया जैसे सेंट्रल बैंक है, सेंट्रल बैंक ने कहा कि मैं अब अपने इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ा रहा हूँ, तो जब मुझे फ्री मार्केट में, ओपन मार्केट में 4% 5% मिल रहा है, ठीक है, अब जब फेडरल रिजर्व बैंक जो यूएस का सेंट्रल बैंक है वो अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ाता है, तो लोग क्या करते हैं कि वो नए जो बॉन्ड इशू होता है उसका इंटरेस्ट रेट ज्यादा होता है, यील्ड ज्यादा होता है, तो उसको लेते हैं और पुराने वाले को बेच करके उससे यील्ड बढ़ता है। अब यील्ड बढ़ने का मायने क्या है? यील्ड बढ़ने का मायने है कि कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल फॉर अ कंपनी इंक्रीजेस। जो भी कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल कंपनी का है वो इंक्रीज हो गया, अगर वो इंक्रीज हो गया तो कंपनी की फाइनेंशियल्स कम अंडर स्ट्रेस, उसके कारण स्टॉक मार्केट नेगेटिवली इंपैक्ट करता है। सो दिस इज वन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट। सेकंड एस्पेक्ट की ये कब होता है कि अगर इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ बहुत बढ़िया है, इन्वेस्टर्स को लगता है कि नहीं भाई ठीक है, हम बॉन्ड जहाँ पे लिमिटेड आपको एक कूपन मिलता है या इंटरेस्ट मिलता है, उसकी जगह हम अगर इक्विटी पे जाएंगे, तो क्या करते हैं कि मान लेते हैं 10% का हमें इंटरेस्ट रेट मिल रहा है अभी कोई भी बॉन्ड पे, तो वो उसका फेस वैल्यू है 100 रुपए एग्जाम्पल। तो क्या करेंगे लोग कि उस 100 रुपए वाले को बेचेंगे, बेच करके इक्विटी पे जाएंगे, तो जैसे ही वो 100 रुपए से नीचे जाएगा तो यील्ड तो बढ़ जाएगा ना। अगर 100 रुपए पर 10% मिल रहा था, 10% तो फिक्स है, अब वो वही चीज 98 रुपए पे भी 10% मिल रहा है, दैट इज एन इंक्रीमेंट ऑफ अराउंड 0.5%, 0.15%, तो यील्ड बढ़ जाएगा उससे। तो अब नए नए जो भी बॉन्ड खरीदने के लिए आएंगे तो उनको 98 रुपये पे भी दे विल गेट मोर इंटरेस्ट कंपेयर टू जिन्होंने 100 रुपीज पे सब्सक्राइब किया था, तो उससे भी यील्ड बढ़ता है। पर इन एनी केस अगर यील्ड बढ़े, अगर हम ये मान के चलें, ये हम इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन में अगर मान के चलें कि जब भी यील्ड बढ़ता है देन दैट हैज गॉट अ नेगेटिव कोरिलेशन विद द स्टॉक मार्केट। अब मैं आता हूं, लेट मी टेक अ लुक एट व्हाट द यूएस यील्ड इज डूइंग। 10 ईयर यील्ड की अगर हम बात करें, ओके फाइन, ये गिर रहा है, ये गिरा और ये डेली बेसिस पे यहाँ पे आकर के स्टेबलाइज है, ठीक है, देयर इज अ स्टेबल रेंज, हम ये देख रहे हैं फॉलिंग ट्रेजेक्ट्री है और एक स्टेबल रेंज है, ठीक है, ये यहाँ तक गया था, दैट इज अराउंड 4.795% तक, दैट वाज प्रीटी डेंजरस, पर उससे काफी ज्यादा कूल ऑफ हो चुका है, तो दैट इज फाइन, इट्स ऑल नॉर्मल। ठीक है गाइस, दिस इज ऑल फॉर फ्रॉम मी टुडे, see you tomorrow. I request you to kindly subscribe and at least if you're watching the video, like the video in case if you like it, my humble request, and thank you all. See you tomorrow.